welcome back to my channel. I, as you can see, have installed a new set of double-ended dreadlocks. My boyfriend actually helped me part my hair and section it off into the little rubber bands that you'll see in the next clip. That took us about an hour and a half to do, just the sectioning, but once you get the sectioning down, it's just braiding. So it took 2.5 hours for me to install them because I wanted to make sure that I was getting as much video for you guys as I could. So that took a little bit of time, but if I were to do this from start to finish, it would take about 3.5 to 4 hours to do. It's definitely not terribly short, but it's also not crazy long. And that all depends on, you know, how thick your hair is, how many you're installing. Double-ended is significantly faster than single-ended because double-ended, each section you get 2 dreads instead of just the 1. And if you're looking for a full head like this, then double-ended is definitely the way to go. But that being said, if your hair is longer, it's going to take a little bit longer to install. If your hair is shorter, it could even take a shorter amount of time. My boyfriend and I have actually got it down, so this is kind of the amount of time that I expect to spend on my hair every time I do it. Now, you can wear them for up to 2-3 months, depending on, you know, what your goal is with these dreadlocks. As I said before, I think I mentioned, you can actually transition your hair from these dreads to natural dreadlocks if you leave them in longer, because it'll naturally start to dread up your hair. But I personally take mine out every month and reinstall. So 4 hours of, you know, what I consider to be maintenance. Sorry, this is the Icelandic texture that we offer. It is 20 to 24 inches. So I went a little bit shorter than I usually do. I usually go 24 to 26 or 28 inches. And if I stand up straight, it hits right here on me. Usually it hits right at my pant line, but yep. And then the coloring I did on this was mainly black root faded to gray, then faded to peach and white or light blonde, very, very light blonde. And then I decorated it, of course, and yeah. So here's the video on how I did this. If you guys want to see, continue watching, and if you do, consider subscribing. If you wanna, it's up to you. I'm not trying to push you. Go for it, do what you want. Okay, I hope you guys enjoy. See ya now. So here we are with my hair all kind of parted up. I have it in a ponytail and back at the moment, but I'm gonna let it down so you guys can see how it's parted, and I'm gonna kind of, I know I look crazy. This is how it always goes, but it's okay. So a bunch of little sectioned ponytail areas, and I'll show you the back. So here's what the back looks like. So this set right here is actually 20 to 24 inches. So you will have some shorter ones and you will have some longer ones, but generally they will all end at the same spot. These guys are right here are actually a little bit shorter compared to these because these will go and frame my face. So that's how much shorter they are. I have those separated into 2 separate piles. I also have a few decorated as well. So I separated those from the others because these I'm gonna want more towards the top of my head so that it shows more when I have my dreadlocks down. These ones right here are braided. And these I just wanted to add as a little pops of, you know, something different. Some of them are braided, some of them are just single-ended, so you'll get a little bit of information on how to install those in this video. But again, I will be making a video in the future for how to install single-ended. With everything being said, the tools that you will need will be a crochet hook, These don't typically come with full sets. They come with single-ended full sets, not double-ended, but they're very useful for installing double-ended, especially with the method that I use, which is using a hair tie at the root and as well as the end of where your hair ends. So I have one of these. I have an alligator clip, which we will get into on how to use that in a moment here. I also have these little rubber bands that you will also get in your full set kit. I give 200 and I typically use about 100, so you should have enough for 2 sets there. But that is what I have. I have the hair ties, I have the crochet hook, I have the clip, and I have the hair tie that's already currently in my hair. So let's go ahead and get started. We are going to start with the longer ones, of course. So I'm gonna set those out right in front of me, and I'm gonna kick my feet up and get on the couch. So here we are. I'm just gonna kind of look sideways at the camera so that this camera can get the back view for you guys. But I take the crochet hook. This is just sectioned hair with these little elastics. But here we go. So you take the crochet hook and you thread it. I like going from underneath up. Sometimes you need to twist it around a bit just for it to go through. And then you start with your first thread, and doesn't matter if it's even at this moment. What you're gonna do is you're just going to, the hook should be open. I hope you guys can see that wherever you are. Okay. We're gonna grab this and we're going to hook the dreadlock into the crochet hook. So you should have it hooked. Now close that latch and pull it through. So here we have the loop, and then we also have the dreadlock on this side. So with this loop, you can release the crochet hook and hold on to both the dreads and lightly tug on one side of the dreadlock and let go of the other one on this hand, and you should have your dreadlock come out like this. So we have this. Now go ahead and tug on whichever side is longer. So I just did that, and now both ends are even. And we have this little hair tie right here. So go ahead and go to that hair tie and separate into 2 and lightly pull so that that elastic gets closer to the scalp so it holds it in place better. Now, what you do with this ponytail is you will, again, pull it into 2, and then you'll grab one of the double-ended dreadlocks, and you will simply braid down. And you'll keep braiding, keep braiding, keep braiding, until you get to the end of your hair, right here. And now you will grab a hair tie and just tie your hair onto the dreadlock, like so. Sometimes I pull the hair tie a little down that dread while I am tying it off, just so that it will smooth your hair down to it, as well as tame those little bits at the end of your hair so that they lay flatter to the dreadlock. So there is one dreadlock installed right there. And this is what it looks like at the root, right here. And I will stand up so you can see. So we have the dreadlock pulled. So we're going to go ahead and grab that loop in one hand, grab the 2 dreads in the other, and lightly tug on the loop at some point and pull one of the ends of the double-ended through. And see how they're slightly uneven? So we are going to make them even and bring that back up and straighten the dreadlock out. Now we have this little hair tie. So we are going to lightly tug to make those go closer to the root. And we're going to take one double-ended and the 2 bits of hair, and we are going to braid down. And secure with a hair tie. Like so. Just like that. Now we have 2 double-ended installed. So we have them going right about there. So here is the 3rd one. We're gonna go ahead and grab the dreadlock, and we are going to clip up and crochet, hook it in, and pull it through the loop. Pull it through the space, sorry. Then remove the crochet hook. Grab that loop that you have from the double-ended dreadlock and pull one end out. So now you should have this right here. Now it's uneven, so we're going to match the ends like so, and then we're going to lightly pull on that like that. And now those are even, and we're going to take that hair tie and separate and pull tight. Not too tight, obviously. Don't pull too tight on that because it'll hurt your scalp. But if you tighten it loose enough to the point where you can feel that it's tight, that's good. Just don't do it too tight where it's uncomfortable. It's not supposed to be uncomfortable. So we have that dreadlock in, so split your hair into 2 sections again and grab whichever dread you want to go down and start to braid. Sorry if I'm not doing a good job explaining how to braid. I just really don't know how to explain how to braid. So if you don't know how to braid, I would suggest watching a different video before watching this to understand how to braid. But this is the method that I use. I just do a normal 3-strand braid. You can also do a ladder stitch, which is basically a braid, but taking the sides and making sure that you don't see the dread underneath it is basically what that's doing. And that method really works if you have long hair, because the actual braid, like your actual hair of the braid, will be shorter and you would have to do less like arm work. But here is where we are right now. We have 3 double-ended dreadlocks installed.